When you pray and you feel like it's not being answered or you're not being heard by God, sit back and ask yourself some personal questions like, am I communicating effectively? Yes, prayer is a form of communication. Prayer is different from what all of you think it is. It's not about shouting and doing all of that. You can quietly communicate with God. You can have a conversation as long as both of you understand yourselves. People have different ways of connecting to God. People have different ways of speaking with Him. So now the way your relationship with God is different from Mr. KK's relationship with God. So don't expect you to function like Him. How He expressed Himself before God shouldn't be the way you express yourself before God. People mix this up. People think that prayer should be in a certain way or form. No. Prayer is simply a form of communication between us and our communication and our maker, Just like in every relationship you have going on in this world, without effective communication, it's going to fail. No matter the kind of relationship you have. You understand? If you don't communicate well, you're going to have a failed relationship. So when you have God, you learn how to talk with Him. And prayer does not mean you talking and talking and talking. You have to be silent sometimes, meditate, and listen to get a feedback from God. Because what is communication is between two people. It's not one-sided. But we make the mistake of talking and making demands and requests without listening to hear what God has to say. Sometimes you don't need an answered prayer. You need God's response. And sometimes He doesn't just speak to you directly. Sometimes He speaks to you in your quiet moments while you meditate through your dreams. Sometimes just, discernment. You reflect. You just get a clue of what this should be. That may be God speaking to you. Sometimes you have an understanding of an event that looked very confusing past few days or weeks or months. After you're done praying, you get that discernment and you understand the situation. That is the answered prayer you need. Sometimes we expect a miracle. All we need is a response from God. So while you pray, learn to listen. Listening is part of prayer. Being silent and waiting for His response is part of prayer. And regularize praying not only when you are in trouble. Sometimes just talk to God. You don't need to do all of those protocols that people follow before they can communicate to God. He's your God. He's your Father. He can be your friend. That's a choice, right? So whatever relationship you want is all dependent on you. If you want a father-daughter relationship, if you want Him to be friendly, He can. It depends on your relationship with Him. So you can communicate based on the kind of relationship you have with God. Just like the way you have relationship with people is not the way you talk to this other person that you talk to. This other person is based on personal relationship and connection. So when you connect deeply with God, your communication with Him becomes a lot easier. And I tell you the truth, you cannot survive this world without prayer. Because there's this thing a Reverend Father said one time. He said, when the devil wants to destroy a man, he first of all destroys his prayer strategy. And that is true. Because if you lose touch with God, you've lost touch with life, with everything. So stay focused and pray. And pray, communicate effectively. Stay safe, guys.